YouTube, how the fun you doing? Hey guys, Nadeshot. Today I'm bringing a brand new video. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. I was so excited to turn the camera on today because I'm wearing my favorite t-shirt. This makes everybody so mad when I put it on. I got this when I went to the Game 7 NBA Finals, Warriors versus Cavaliers, and this is like the ultimate bandwagon shirt. Everybody hates me because, yeah, I really am. I've been enjoying watching the Warriors in the last 2 years since everybody started paying attention to them. I'm not gonna lie to you. I want the Bulls to win, but if they don't, I'll still watch the Clippers and I'll still watch the Warriors, and I'll be happy if they win too. Whatever, I'm breaking the rules. Some of you guys are gonna hate me, but that's why I'm wearing the shirt, man. It's bright yellow, and not everybody's gonna love it. But we're not talking basketball today. What we're talking about is competitive Call of Duty. I know a lot of you guys are gonna be surprised because this channel was all competitive Call of Duty, and then it kind of turned into vlogs, and I don't know how you guys discovered my channel, but Call of Duty XP is coming up, and it is a $2 million tournament for all of the competitive Call of Duty world to watch and to play in, and it's gonna be awesome. They had an event here in Los Angeles, California in 2011, and they're doing it again this year in Los Angeles, California once again. And the reason why this event is important to me, because back in 2011, my team actually won the event. That was actually the place where everything started for me to make YouTube like a full-time career in Call of Duty in general. And a lot of people were asking and telling me to compete at this year's COD XP because they had a qualifier event. I want to clear things up because although Call of Duty can seem like it's an easy game to play, it really, at the highest competitive level, like these players are so good at the game, and there are so many small nuances to Call of Duty. Like aiming and shooting is not the hardest part of the game. Like that's honestly probably what a lot of people are good at. I mean, the game's been out since like 2007. We're almost at, well, we are basically at a decade of this game coming out every single year. So there are a lot of players that are good at Call of Duty, but what really puts you at the top is the in-game knowledge, the small nuances in the game that separate you from this person and this person. And that's what every single pro player that plays Call of Duty is very, very, very good at. They play the game more than anybody in the world, and every single map and every single game type, for the most part, they have this bank of knowledge that separates them from everybody else. So you guys are probably thinking to yourself, Nadeshot, we know this. You talk about this probably once or twice every single year. I really just want to make sure that you guys understand why I'm talking about it, because about a week ago, Mbos, one of my old teammates, one of my best friends, he hit me up and he was like, dude, let's try to qualify for COD XP. You know, there's spots available. All we got to do is place well in this bracket tournament, and then we can go and maybe pull something off, you know, crazy. For whatever reason, I've always had good luck at the bigger tournaments. I placed first at COD XP in 2011. At the next, $1 million tournament, I got third. At the next $1 million tournament, I got third. And then the last one, I got seventh, which is, ironically enough, spells out elite. You know what I'm saying? First, third, seventh, elite. Come on, like it's crazy. I did it on purpose. I pulled out the HBR on purpose, BioLab Hardpoint, specifically for the coolness of my placing spelling out elite. Now, I didn't do that. That's not true, but it makes for a good story. Long story short, Mbos hit me up. He was talking about playing, and I was even considering it. I honestly was considering it, like, let's go play at this tournament. Let's see if we can pull something out of the hat, because for whatever reason, every single year, when all odds are stacked against us, we somehow place really, really well, win us some money, and we have a lot of fun. And then later that night, as he was waiting for an answer from me, it hit me. I realized it would be such a mistake to agree to play. I know every single person on Twitter wanted to watch me play, and I'm sure a lot of you guys probably would have wanted me to play. And I know how much fun it would have been, but what it would have ended up being was just a shitstorm of stress and shit talk from everybody that was watching us play. And the reason why I say that is because it would be an insult for us to play in the qualifier and expect to do well. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because my dude Sensor, him and I, have had a bumpy relationship, but like we're all square now. He's a good dude. He's been grinding on YouTube. Say what you want about Sensor, but the man has found success. He's been killing it on YouTube. He honestly has. And I've got nothing but respect for that. But Censor made a mistake. Censor has been living a YouTuber's life, and so have I. Back in the day when we were both coming up playing competitive Call of Duty, that's all you did. It was 8 hours a day, grind with your teammates, and let's try to make some money and let's try to beat some people in Call of Duty. Like, that was the only thing we were focused on, right? So back when we were playing so much, you know, a couple years ago, we knew everything that there is to know about the game. You know, we were at our peak. We understood every single spawn, every single timing in terms of rotating and hard points, every single intuition that you get in Search and Destroy, like, I need to turn around, I need to stun this, I need to nade this, when I should push the flag, when I should bring it back, when I should defend myself and stop moving. Just all the small things that make a professional Call of Duty the best there is. We had that understanding of the game to some sort of extent, I will say that. But that leads me to the point that I'm trying to make. Mbos asked me if I wanted to play, and even though I knew it would have been fun, I just knew that it would have been an insult to every single player that we've been playing with for like the last decade that competitive Call of Duty has been around, because they have been grinding this game since November until now, playing the game 5 to 8 hours a day, grinding out these matches and these scrims and these tournaments, and they have all this experience and all this knowledge and understanding of the game. It's just so unrealistic for me and Mbos in Censor. I will say this. It is so unrealistic for us to sign up for this huge tournament, the biggest of the year, and expect to like take down Optic or take down Rise Nation or take down Elevate, thinking like, dude, we used to have it. We can still do it again. It was just like, Censor, it was a dumb move. I don't think you should have done that. I give you all the credit in the world for trying. Like, I'm not trying to discourage effort and tenacity and dumb, blind confidence. But it would, you know, I don't want to make a sports reference, but I'm going to. Like, I know everybody hates sports references when it comes to video games, but this really isn't a sports reference. It would be like Tom Brady playing his entire career for the Patriots, and he decides to take a year off, and then he gets traded to the fucking Chicago Bears. Listen, Tom Brady knows how to throw a football. There's no question about that. Yo, listen, I want to clarify on this Tom Brady reference. I'm editing this video, and I just want to make sure you guys understand what I'm thinking so I don't sound like an idiot. It would be like Tom Brady not playing football for 2 years, being completely out of shape, and then the Bears are in the Super Bowl, and there are some extenuating circumstances where the NFL allows the Bears to pick up a quarterback for their team because their second string and their third string is injured. And for some fucking miraculous reason, they let Tom Brady play for the Bears. Okay? Let's just assume he's coming off the couch after 2 years playing in the Super Bowl for the Chicago Bears. Here we go. But he doesn't understand the offense. He doesn't understand the play calls. He doesn't understand the coaching staff. He doesn't understand all the things that you need to have in your head to be a successful quarterback. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, Censor, you can shoot straight. I can shoot straight most of the time. For the most part, if someone's not really aiming at you, or, you know, you get the drop on somebody, you're most likely gonna get that kill. But that's the problem, is like, we don't have the timings and the understanding and the knowledge of what you need from all the entire year playing at your disposal. Like, you just don't have that in you, and you don't have those key plays in your head that are gonna separate you from all these pro players that have been doing it all year. But that's really the point that I'm trying to make, is like, although it would have been awesome to try and place at COD XP and just do it again and just really take a stab at it, and I know it would have been fun to watch, but I really think like it would have been an insult to all of the professional players that have been doing this for the entire year, every single day. You know, while I'm over here making videos, playing Road to 100-0, 2v2 S&D matches, like, they are scrimming against the best of the best and putting their heart and soul into the game. I can't just expect to get on the game and place well. It wouldn't have made any sense. It would have been a blast. It would have been fun, but it probably would have ended up being stressful. You know, one day, you never know. I'm really just waiting for Call of Duty to go back to being boots on the ground. I hate this verticality. I hate having to like jump in the spawn, looking for pre-snipes, you know. I just need the game to be back on one plane so I can enjoy playing the game once again. That's really what I'm waiting for. So you never know. You might see me at a COD XP event one day in the future. I know I always say that. I know I always speculate, but that's why you guys didn't see me play the qualifier. That's why I didn't compete on a whim last second. I just didn't want to insult the game, and I didn't want to insult the players, and I didn't want to make a fool out of myself. Now, really quickly, before the video ends, I want there to be a disclaimer. I am not shitting on the idea of trying hard and practicing and grinding things out and just really working hard. That is not what this video is for. I'm just kind of trying to bring everybody back down to reality. I can't, just want it. Like, just wanting it is not enough. If I wanted it, I would have been playing in November. I wouldn't have started like 3 days before the qualifier and expected to do well. Now, this entire video might seem like it's a shot at Doug Sensor Martin. I promise you it isn't. Like, I definitely think if he were to watch this video, he probably knows what I'm saying. And definitely this is like a reference to him playing in the qualifier. And I'm not giving him flack for trying because I think it's awesome. But then again, it's like, it's not, because you gotta be realistic. You can't just show up and expect to do well. So that's what I'm saying. Professional players work really hard at their craft, and there's a reason why they're at the top, and there's a reason why they're very, very, very hard to beat. And that's why I didn't compete. I haven't put the time in. It wouldn't be fair. So thank you guys very much for watching the video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope this made sense, and I'll see you guys soon for another video. YouTube, we'll see you fudging later. Goodbye.